What's up, beautiful creators? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Shout out to all the new followers and all of my supporters. I truly appreciate you guys. Today I'm going to give you guys an update on the C200 and where I'm at with the whole process. It is still going. I still have not purchased any camera. I've been using the C200 lately. However, I still want to rent the Ursa. I still want to rent the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. I'm still in testing phase, but I have been able to use the C200 so much lately, and I'm very impressed. Way more impressed than I thought. I mean, I already liked the camera, but I don't know, it's been really great working with it. And so there are a couple things that I just wanted to kind of talk about to give you guys an update of where I am. So recently I've been able to fully test out the C200. I think the last YouTube video where I was kind of talking about it, I had just got it and really didn't really get to use it to its full capacity. But since then I've been able to shoot 3 big projects with them. And when I say big, it's more so I shot one for a client and it was for a brand. I was able to, I think I only used SD cards, only did the 8-bit. Of course I got to test it out when I went to the beach, and I was able to test out the 120 that I talked about in the last video, how I still don't like it to this day. And then recently, within a week, I've actually been able to shoot 2 things. I was able to shoot my friend skating, so I got to really test out the autofocus in that arena and really kind of seeing, that's kind of more of the content that I usually shoot. So being in that kind of space and seeing how well it worked was really, really dope. And I got to shoot a cover video, which is essentially like a music video, for one of my friends for a song, and that was cool because for that particular shoot I did shoot raw, and so I rented out CFast cards and I really wanted to kind of use it on that cover shoot and really test it out because I had not been able to use or test out the Cinema Light raw at all yet, and before I got rid of the camera I wanted to make sure I test out everything. Couple things that I love still since the last video to now is indie filters. When we were shooting skating video, we didn't really go and location scout like we should have because it was really more for YouTube, and it was originally supposed to be just something really quick, but it's actually became a bigger thing. But we didn't go test out the location, so I knew that it had really good light because of the overpass and things like that. But again, having those indie filters just built in is just a lifesaver. I use the 50mm as well as the Sigma 18-35, and I don't necessarily have indie filters for the 50mm. I only have one indie filter for my Sigma 18-35, and it's 6 stops. And just being able to not have to use that, or when I'm switching lenses, just already have the indie built in was pretty amazing. I use the Pro Mist filter, half-quarter Pro Mist filter on a Sigma 18-35 for this particular shoot, and on the 50 I use the Buff Nerds Prism Dream filter lens. And I really just enjoy being able to not have to take a bunch of equipment. Like literally for that shoot, we woke up, we had to be there at 8. All I took was the camera. The lens was already attached, and I had a smaller bag that had an additional lens and my filters on there and my drone, but that was it. I didn't have to take my big Pelican case. I didn't have to do anything like that. Everything was included. The monitor, I just used the monitor that was attached already. I didn't even use my small HD. The indie filters built in. I just used the mic, the internal mic, just for scratch audio, so I didn't even use the mic that I had rented out, but I already know how that works because I used it on a previous shoot and it was amazing. And so all of that already, you know, there, just it's such a plus not having to create this full rig when you just want to do on the go shooting, which that one was really on the go. For the cover video was a lot different. I knew I had to bring everything because that was more of like a music video style kind of thing, and it wasn't just like a guerrilla style shoot. So I did bring all of my equipment, but again, even with that, it was amazing because I was able to use the full HDMI to attach it to my small HD monitor. And again, I used the Sigma 18-35 to shoot that video as well as the 50mm to shoot it. I really love the handle, the grip. It really helps me keep everything sturdy, so I love that. And it's not as big as I thought. I'm really getting used to it. I also have my shoulder rig that I've been using. Let me show you really quick. So I've been using my shoulder rig and it's kind of been helping a lot. I first used it when I was on set doing the cover video. I went all handheld for the skate video because I wanted to be really gritty and raw, but for the cover video I did use the shoulder rig, and it really helped because I'm small, it does get a little heavy, and I usually just have it here while my hand is in the handle. I kind of have it here, but for me it was better to just kind of like rest this here and then just do it that way while I have the monitor and can see it that way. So it was so much better when I used the shoulder rig. And I usually can deck this out with a little bit more, but I feel like this essentially was pretty good. I didn't even need a V-mount battery because the batteries last a pretty long time. So I have 2 batteries. They lasted the whole shoot. It was a 4-hour shoot, so it wasn't an all-day shoot. It was something really quick. But again, overall, I'm loving the C200. The quick white balance change, ND filters, zebra, like everything is so easy and accessible, and I love that with my workflow. And when it comes to editing, it was so easy to color correct. I didn't really have to throw a LUT onto the cover video. I did because we used the LUT on set and she liked it, so I threw it in post. But I've edited like even all my YouTube videos and other videos that I shot with this camera, and it's so easy to color correct. And I'm still color correcting in Premiere. I haven't moved to Resolve yet. I plan to do so very soon, but even in Premiere, it's so easier to color correct outside of using my Sony a7 III that I had. I did have to make proxies when I shot raw, of course, because the files were big, so it was a full day of just creating proxies, which it was fine because I've done that before on my previous times where I used my Sony. So it didn't really alter my workflow any different than when I had my Sony camera. So it actually was a little easier because of the coloring, and after I created my proxies, I was able to maneuver and really work through it, and I am loving it. I still haven't decided to just push the button on it just yet because I do want to still test out the Blackmagic family, honestly, just before I just say yes. But right now, it's definitely in the running, especially when I've been able to use the raw. Now, I had rented out 2 CFast cards, 2 256 gigs, and for 4 hours I maximized them both. Well, I maximized the first one and then it was half on the second, so it definitely requires a lot. I am looking at the solid pod if I do purchase the C200, just because I need so much more space than that. So that was scary, but I did have extra SD cards on deck just in case. But luckily we got through the entire thing on both cards, and so I'm super excited. I do want to test out the Blackmagic, and I do want to test out the Z-Cam, because now I am considering the Z-Cam because of the form factor of the 4K, the pocket cinema camera. But I just want to test all of them before I make my decision. But I do want to give everybody, because everybody's been very, instrumental in helping me with this decision and asking me these questions and asking for updates. So I just want to come on here, give you guys a quick update on my thought process. I am loving the C200. So you really need to know, like, it's really just one of those all-in-one cameras, and it's not just like, oh, just get it because it's an all-in-one camera. Like, everything that it has is actually like really, really good. And again, I know when it comes to shooting raw, it takes up a lot of space, but overall it's kind of like, what's more important? And so I think that's what I'm trying to figure out now. What's more important? Is it more important to have a camera that allows me to shoot 10-bit where the files aren't huge, or 12-bit, or is it better to use the C200 that mostly I can shoot 8-bit and then every now and then for certain projects, go up? Or even with the C200, with the 120 being really sucky, like, how do I feel about that? So it's really, I'm having to figure out what my priorities are and what's really important to me on the bigger scale of where I'm trying to go in my career. So that is my update. Thank you so much, guys, for following this journey with me and giving me so much advice and really, really helping me. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. Definitely check out my previous video, the one before this, where I kind of just talked about where I'm at in general. If you have any questions, let me know, and share this with all of your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
My name is Jalen Newble. I go by J Wild. I've been skating for 3 years. It'll be 4 years in a couple months. And the type of skater I am, I do about jam skating, artistic skating, pretty much whatever you can think of, I could probably do it. What made me get into skating overall is my mom. Her favorite spot was Skate Depot all the time, every Sunday. She was always there. Then she took me to Cal Skate for the first time. She never taught me. She just took me there and she went skating, and I was just on the wall. My safe space is to skate. It keeps me calm, peace. I can release all my anger, frustration, whatever I'm going through, I can just lay it on the floor. The music that I choose to skate to is house music. House music is because of the build-up. It starts out real kind of slow, build you up because you don't know what's gonna come, and then boom, it hits you. And it's like the music just takes over your whole body. And for those that are getting into skating and trying it out, don't give up. Practice makes permanent. Not perfection, permanent. So the more you do it, it'll just stick with you.